All right, here we go. Developers want more. The 2024 results from Stack Overflow's annual developer survey. Are you ready to see definitely not biased data towards beginner web dev data to tell us what we should expect from the industry? Here we go. This year, technologies such as JavaScript and PostgreSQL remain most popular. Rust and Markdown remain most admired. Developers are most frustrated by technical debt at work. Even the heading just tells me that, oh man, Gen Z's growing up. Oh, Gen Z, I know. Isn't it fun actually getting a real job instead of working on a to-do project? You know what I'm talking about? Isn't it fun to be like, oh shit. It's like what I've done in my personal project, except it's done over the course of years and by 20 people instead of just me. Dang, this turns out real life ain't all that fun. Hold on just 1 second. Anyways, all right, and they don't see AI as a threat to their jobs. Good. This is actually really good. I'm actually really happy that this is happening because I ping Discord. Oh, thank you. I almost opened it up to the executive suite. Can't be doing that. All right, here we go. React was a mistake. I almost just pasted in the React was a mistake T, not the move we are going for. Everyone, https://twitch.tv, the Primogen. There we go. Almost spelt the Primogen correct. Let's see, and Twitch is out. Did I do that all correct? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's just send it to everybody and see if I got it correct. Got it correct. I'm the best. I knew I was the best. I knew I was literally the best at this game. And then the second thing I wanted to do, which I've already forgotten what I was going to do. Oh, yeah. Here. You know what we need to do? Edit com today. Stack Overflow results. 2024 results. Current. And then go, what's the next one? It's GitHub compromised. Compromised. Isn't it compromised? Yeah. GitHub compromised. Next. And then I don't know. Then game programming. Gramming. Why can't I type today? A man's multitasking ability is admirable. We try out here. There we go. Looking good. Everything looks good right there. So we're on the current one. And by the way, Vunpack, appreciate that. Samdroid, appreciate those 12 months. And Dead Air again, thank you very much. Let's go. Slayin' Bambi. Hell yeah, baby girl, dude. Dude, that's right. I have that flatbed Silverado. We called him Bambi Basher, okay? The sack, I appreciate it. Much love. Hey, you're welcome. Let's go. Pills.org and Dingus Dev, let's go. Dude, 2 years, Dingus Dev. Crazy. 2 years in a row. Dude. And Bazik, come on. Who doesn't have call me baby girl again? Okay, Jeremy, my baby girl. All right, everyone's doing good though. Everyone doing good? Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Let's get in on this thing. There we go. All right, Flip, you can start back up here. In May 2024, we open up the 14th annual Stack Overflow Developer Survey to technologists worldwide. Is that what we call ourselves now? Technologists? Is that what we call ourselves? And the results are in this year's technologies such as JavaScript and PostgreSQL remain the most popular. Rust and Markdown most admired. Developers are most frustrated by technical debt. Did you really just say this thing twice? Why would you make your subheading the literal first line, man? What are you doing? That's supposed the subheading is supposed to be like some sort of like bring together so I can know what's about to happen, not literally the first one. Technologist, hey, you want a technologist jizz nuts on your face? What? What am I saying? Themes we see this year's survey results show us that developers are not threatened by AI, and developers are most frustrated by technical debt work. On the topic of AI, 76 respondents share they are using or planning to use AI tools, but only 43% say they trust the accuracy of AI tools. What? 43% trust the accuracy of an AI tool? You got to be fucking kidding me. That's don't do that, man. Oh my gosh. We're doomed. We are so doomed. Like, that's crazy. Like, what are you doing? 43%. That's way too high. If you're new and you trust the results of AI tools, can I just tell you something? Don't. Stop. Do not do it. Do not do it for the sake of your future, of your personal future. I'm not even talking about the developers that are going to come after you, whose lives will be ruined by your dumb decisions. But you yourself in 6 months will regret everything that you've done, okay? You will be filled with regrets. Please just take time. Don't trust it. At least don't trust it. I'm not saying don't use it. I'm saying don't trust it. Don't be dumb. Remember what AI does. It takes in tokens. It produces what might be the expected reflection of what has been put in, okay? That does not mean it's accurate. And also remember, you suck at describing things, okay? You suck. It's okay that you suck, but you still suck. You know why? Because English sucks. Even if you got good at it, English sucks. My gosh. 45% believe AI tools struggle to handle complex tasks. Really? Only 45%? What? Hold on, someone is offering me something. All right, hold on, Doris Expert. I love your streaming. In fact, you play well, and I would like to be your fan, and I would like you to share me your streaming schedule so that I know when I'm going to go live. Well, my streaming schedule is every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, morning. You know what you could do? You can go to discord.gg/theprimeagen. You can enable alerts just for the announcement channel, and every single day, I will ping it 5 days a week when I go live. AI takes in tokens, puts it through a series of neural network layers, then try to guess what the next token will be. It does not think in the way that we attribute it to. It is guessing based on what it's been trained on. Yes, it's just function approximation. The fact people have not figured out that neural nets are just function approximators is wild. That's it. That's it. It's okay. It's great. I love that the fact that it can do function approximation across English language. That's great. All right. Technology, AI, work, and more. There are so many new insights and statistics to dive into in the latest annual developer survey findings from developers worldwide. Typically, I have TJ on whenever I do the Stack Overflow technology updates. I kind of feel bad for not having TJ on. TJ, are you here? I'm afraid. Hold my hand, technology. The non-45% haven't used it for complex tasks. Okay. I typically like TJ to be here. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a Stack Overflow developer survey if we didn't add a few handfuls of new technology options for developers to weigh in on this year. I wonder if they're going to try to make it even more convoluted to not let NeoVim win again. Remember, they tried to do it last year. They really, really tried to make it so that it wouldn't work last year. I bet you they're going to do the same thing again this year. And plenty of long-standing technologies are holding strong too. JavaScript, 62%. HTML, CSS, classic programming languages, 53%. Python, 51%. Top the list as most used languages. You heard it right here, folks. Stack Overflow has made HTML a language. Let's go. JavaScript is a longtime mainstay for Stack Overflow users. It has been the most popular language every year since its inception of the developer survey in 2011. Python is the most desired language this year. Really, users did not indicate using this year, but it did indicate wanting to use it next year. Again, you must remember, developers, you don't believe what you say. Stop, okay? If you're not using it now, I don't even believe you're going to use it next year, okay? Either you're using it or you're not. Stop trying to tell me I'm going to do it. Overtaking JavaScript. The language that most developers used and want to use again is Rust for the second year in a row with an 83% admiration rate. Python, I believe admiration rate means that you're using it now and you want to use it next year. I believe is typically how they define it. Python is most popular for those learning code. That's reasonable. Those learning to code also indicated that they want to use an average of 12 different languages next year. Yo, I would consider myself like an expert at learning syntax of a language quickly. Bro, I can't even get close to 12 languages in a year, okay? I'm doing just Go and Zig this year. That is it. I can handle 2 languages in a year, okay? Because syntax is not that bad. It's all the other crap that goes in with a language, which is how to actually use a language well. Does YAML count? I hate you. You know why I hate you? Because I'm Norwegian, and YAML specifically discriminates against Norwegians. Thanks for migrating from YouTube, by the way. This year, we added a section for embedded technologies. Looking at you, 3% of developers working with embedded tech. That is insane. Dude, you must understand, okay, Stack Overflow really does not understand statistics. If there's ever been a glaring, I don't know what statistics are, this is it right here. Stack Overflow, you're a website largely catered towards web programming. Therefore, that does not mean the amount of people that use embedded on your site is indicative of the amount of people globally that do embedded programming. Okay? You just have to understand this. So that does not mean 3% of developers working with embedded tech. Okay? That's not what it means. You're indicative. You're a dick of tivs. Wow, deep. I know. It's just wild. Raspberry Pi, 39%, and Arduino, 30%, top the list of most popular embedded technologies, and users of both Cargo want to use Cargo next year. Used by 16% of developers and have a very high admiration rate. All right, let's go. Also, Rust. I did do some Rust embedded stuff. Rust is very difficult. I want to try Zig. I want to see what Zig has to do. All right, here we go. Embedded technologies. Look at that. Raspberry Pi. Let's go. Arduino. GNU GCC. Wait, hold on. Shut the front door. Is GNU GCC a embedded technology? Or am I old? Or are they wrong? The kids, they're the ones that are wrong. Like, that's a compiler, right? Am I having a Skinner moment right now? Am I the one that's wrong and the kids are right? No, I'm pretty sure this is just a compiler. This is a way to make files. This is a compiler by Chris Ladner, of course. This is a Rust compiler. This is a Microsoft compiler. This is a way to make files in a new way that's very confusing, which also makes it compiled to database output. Platform.io. I don't even know what that is. Is Platform.io a company? What the hell is Platform.io? I don't do very much embedded, so I don't know. It's a platform. Compiler manager? Okay. It's an input and output. Okay. IDE for ESP32? Oh, okay. QMake, Messen. Okay, wow. Okay. By the way, this is an exceptionally strange list. I mean, I guess you could say embedded technologies, GNU GCC is an embedded technology in the sense that if this is embedded technologies and this is just like systems programming technologies, there is an overlap, right? Systems programming is embedded, in some sense. And so therefore it doesn't, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes sense. It just feels weird. You know what I mean? I would not personally put GNU GCC on this list or Cargo, right? Because it doesn't make any sense. Integrated developer environments, loved and criticized by many developers, consistently rank Visual Studio Code and its nearest and related alternative, Visual Studio, as the top two most popular options, even though they are so many to choose from. Developers like to learn, but this may be where they draw the line before implementing a change that crosses over into frustration territory. I think they just subtly jabbed at NeoVim because they just hate the fact that NeoVim continuously beats all other editors as the most loved editor. It just keeps happening over and over again. If there were an opportunity to switch things up, developers might opt for NeoVim, which is highly admired. They can't help it. They can't do it. They can't let it go. They just can't let it go. By the way, for those that don't remember, if you go like this, that certain generation IDEs are magic. Stack Overflow. For those that can't remember, Stack Overflow is also known for publishing just seething articles about why people use Vim. The consensus among many Vim and Emacs users creates a picture that many tech users from a certain generation would be familiar with. Imagine writing that article. Like, imagine actually having these words coming out of your mouth before LLMs were created. Right? This is before an LLM. So it's like they don't even actually have the excuse that something kind of like did it on accident. I didn't realize that I'm considered a certain generation at 37. I didn't realize that that's what they meant by certain generations, which was not even born when Vi was created. Get wrecked, boomer. Where developers are going and where they have been. Software development is a practice of perpetual learning. Yeah, that's good. Good take right there. And it makes sense that we see this from the survey results, but learning doesn't just happen in the classrooms. Who's even in these classrooms? Developers this year reaffirmed that what they have indicated for many years now. 82% learning to code use online resources compared to 49% who are learning to code in school. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. In school you have a much more kind of defined path. You obviously are handed books. You're told to learn these specific things. I mean, it makes sense. According to this year's survey, 11% of respondents this year indicated that they are learning to code or identify as a student. 17.3%. This is just a strange. I'm learning to code. I self-identify as a student. 17.3% of respondents are going to school at least part-time regardless of learning to code or having developer role outside of studies. Developers are going to traditional schools to learn more than coding, with 83% report having some level of post-secondary education more than having indicated they learned to code in school. The range of skills that developers amass over their careers is impressive, and it all centers around applying skills to solve problems and evolve workplaces. Okay. So people like school. Okay, let's see what they have to say here. Technical documentation, Stack Overflow is number 2. That's where I learned to code, baby. Stack Overflow. That's how I learned to code. Written tutorials, blogs, how-to videos, video-based e-courses, online books, social media, AI, written-based e-courses, interactive tutorials, online challenges, coding sessions, certification videos, auditory material. Really? I could not imagine trying to learn how to code from audio material. If opening parenthesis is underscore duck, closing parentheses, opening squirrely brace, new line, tab, tab, tab. I know it's just podcast, okay? It's just funnier to think of it as the worst possible one, okay? Screen readers. Come on. I know what they're trying to say, but it's much more funny Stephen Hawking voice. Let's go, Stephen Hawking's voice. While it has been hypothesized that AI could affect developers' roles, the trends we see this year's survey remains consistent over previous years. Most developers that responded to the developer survey are still full stack, 31%, or backend engineer, 17%. The top 2 roles for developers for 6 years running. Okay, wow. Interesting. Full stack or backend being the top 2 roles. I just, like, based on Twitter, I would assume it's like front end is the top role. Right? Okay. Front end where, bro? Yeah, I run NPM. I am full stack. I use Next.js, and I make a file called endpoint, and in my endpoint, I call the database. I am full stack. Anyways, the challenges, frustrations, and what gets you through. Learning is great, but earning is better. Hell yeah, brother. You drop the L, all right? Drop the L, all is good. Challenges in the world economy have been tough on many professions, including developers. Most developers that are not in a people manager position are reporting annual salary decreases of at least 10K annual USD. Wow, that's a big decline. Any guesses as to why that has been declining? Do you think it has anything to do with remote work? Because I know a lot of companies did remote work, but they also did like salary adjustment remote work, market saturation, less demand, remote salaries. I feel like remote. I did see a lot of. I took a 5% cut moving to South Dakota from Netflix. So when I was at Netflix, they took away my salaries. Worth hashtag yeah. Worth. I also paid 10% less in taxes because I didn't pay California crazy state taxes, which is like 10% or some nonsense. And the best part about it is that I didn't pay those state taxes. A lot are moving out of California. That's why I'm curious. But I didn't pay those taxes because what they were going to do with those taxes was going to take all of it and then not do anything with it at all, except for somehow it all ends up in the pockets of construction company owners. We got to go put in a road. We got to go put in a speed bump. That's going to be $300,000 for that speed bump. That speed bump's going to be a lot of money. Okay, it's going to take a lot of money. Somehow Nancy Pelosi's, definitely not her construction company, that's the name of it, somehow got $285,000 and then $15,000 were distributed to the materials, the actual workers and all that. That's what actually happens in California, if you're wondering what happens. Nancy Pelosi made $100,000 a year and somehow is worth millions upon millions of dollars. Okay, I definitely believe you on that one. This includes blockchain developers, who reported a median annual salary over 6 figures in 2023 and now report 86K USD annually. Oh, yeah. There's also just changing markets. Blockchain, Nancy Pelosi happens to be double the Warren Buffering. Okay, that makes sense, though. If you had a bunch of people in blockchain, naturally, since blockchain is no longer worth it as nearly as much, you're going to be getting like a whole situation there. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Pivotal roles such as site reliability engineers reported a decrease of 15K annually, and backend developers reported a 9K USD annual decrease. Wow, I'm surprised by that. People managers and those supporting the coding environment are not immune to this trend. While developer experience and developer advocate professionals reported an increase in salary, really, developer experience, developer advocate roles. Okay, I'm going to say something that's going to hurt some people's feelings, okay? But I'm just going to say it. I think a lot of developer advocate roles are just snake oil. I agree already. I didn't even say it. I didn't even have it said, and you already agreed with it. I'm just saying it feels like snake oil. What the hell is a developer advocate role? As far as I can tell, they tweet and they respond on GitHub issues, and they make tutorials. Right? You are a hater. Haven't heard what he said. Yeah. I don't want to call anybody out, but they do exist, right? There's people. So a mod, well, effectively, yeah, it's like a mod for a company. They are hired to be on Twitter and to go on the GitHub. Developers, right? Developer advocates are people who will replace the oil in your windshield wipers. You got to have oil in your windshield wipers, though, Pick. It's very important. It's only a $30 oil change. Okay. Senior executives and engineering managers are reporting a decrease in salary this year. Salary decreases are not an effect of changes in employment status. 80 to 81% of developers consistently report full-time employment over the last 3 years. Okay. So they're just glorified content creators? Yeah, they're like content creators that are hired by a company. So you get the problem is that like the true problem is this. So I'm going to just be super real here. People don't follow companies. You don't no one I know some of you literally follow say Vercel on Twitter, but you don't follow companies. You don't care what a company does, right? Sheila from marketing company A that has JavaScript tool B, you just don't really care what they do, okay? You follow SpaceX because you like to see rockets go up in the air. You don't follow SpaceX. You're not going to buy some product from them, right? If they offered some sort of JavaScript library and hosting. It's just different. And that's what people don't understand is that people just don't really care. Yeah, cool rockets, bro. Yeah, people just like rockets. Hold on. We had an L take. L take prime. Humanities are severely neglected in our times, and people problems are more difficult than tech problems. So what you're trying to say is that's why we need somebody to make a tutorial and put it on YouTube and get 300 views while getting a pay increase and getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you positive on that one? Anyways, I don't believe you. Humanities are overemphasized. I am personally on that belief. Anyways, the promise of Gen AI was its ability to deliver quick solutions. Oh, I pissed something. Let's see. Hold on. I missed something. I said pissed something. All right. The salary woes are frustrating, but developers persevere. Man, tough stuff, man. You're going from 2.5x median income to 2.4x median income. We're going to persevere, man. There's one less sushi dinner this year, boys, but we're going to make it through. What is this? I mean, can we all just say, developing is an amazing, amazing thing that we have. And we should all be very happy that we get the chance to be able to entertain our mind while getting paid. And I know not every place has the same proportional pay, and some of it is not actually all that great. But we nonetheless get the ability to work on computers and do some pretty good stuff. For the first time this year, we asked if developers felt AI was a threat to their job, and 70% of professionals agreed it was not. Developers learning to code were more unsure about AI as a threat compared to more seasoned coders. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 27% of learners were unsure compared to 18% of professionals. It's not a lack of trying. 62% of professionals developers using AI tools this year compared to 44% last year. 76% of all respondents are currently using or planning to use AI tools. 72% of respondents feel positive about using AI tools at work. Yeah, I quit using AI tools, but I'm willing to give it another shot. I'm totally willing to give it another shot. And like I said, once we're done with this little tower defense right here, and we're going to add our first feature via an AI tool, and I'm going to fully rely on the AI tool to get it done. We kind of like set some bounds. Every hour of work, I have 5 minutes of coding that I get to do and 55 minutes of coding that Cloud has to do. I have to prompt my way into it, right? I have to prompt my way into getting the AI to code for me, and then I will do 5 minutes an hour, right? I feel like that's pretty good. The promise of Gen AI was its ability to deliver quick solutions and speed up time-consuming processes. However, 31% of developers remain skeptical, 23% somewhat distrust, and 8% highly distrust that these tools offer accurate solutions, and 45% believe AI tools are bad or very bad at handling complex tasks. AI is largely non-threatening because it has not replaced the human in the loop. Okay, it's kind of the AI tool's ability. Why is this picture? Did you take this picture from a potato? Very well at handling complex tasks. Really, very well. See, the problem about this is that when you ask somebody what is a complex task, there's a group of people that would say quicksort is a complex task, right? Like some people would say certain things are complex because to them it is complex. Like, how do I walk a tree? You know, could you do this recursive algorithm for me? It is a very complex understanding for them. It is complex. It's not complex. First off, the algorithm itself isn't complex, but if you don't have a strong grasp on recursion plus all that, there's a lot of precursor knowledge that you need for you to be effective at it. And so therefore it feels complex, right? But there has been code for quicksort and it's knowledge base for years. Exactly. And so this is kind of like my guess is when it says very well at handling complex tasks is that we have a bias in what does the word complex mean, right? Meaning that my version of complex versus your version of complex are two different things. Since there's not a definite answer here, well, of course, we're going to get some people that say, yes, good, but not great at handling complex tasks. Neither good nor bad at handling complex tasks. Bad at handling complex tasks. Very poor at handling complex tasks. My guess is that you probably have newer programmers up here. They probably highly index into the top three, and more experienced programmers probably highly index into the bottom three. That's my guess. Personal guess. Technical debt is a problem for 62% of developers, twice as much as the second and third most frustrating problems for developers. Complex tech stacks for building and deployment. Yeah, this is kind of, unfortunately, by the way, this is a screenshot, whereas this does not look to be it, or this is a much nicer screenshot. What happened, dude? What happened to this screenshot versus this screenshot? Can we at least use AI to, like, upscale this image? Man, because, like, this is crazy. All right. So wow, the amount of technical debt being this large. I wonder what I wonder what is defined by technical debt. And what I mean by that is, like, sure, every code base is out of date. We can all agree to that. Like, every code base is always out of date. It's always not, it's like there's no such thing as like a perfect kind of environment. We can all buy that stuff. But I'm surprised it's that frustrating. Is it simply because you are now working on React and your React doesn't have server components? And so therefore, it's like, oh, I have to use like this old, ancient React. It's like React from last year. Oh, gosh, this technical debt is terrible, right? Newer developers that don't know how to work around pre-existing code. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm curious about is like how much of this is just like, I didn't write the code, and the code is written in a way that's like 2 years ago JavaScript mainline style. Therefore, it's old and arcane and ugly. I don't know, just a curiosity. Yeah, or like you just have to work on a Java backend. Oh my gosh, Java backend, it's already legacy. It's like, yeah. All right, so I hate to do this. I really do hate to do this. Yo, Blizz. You gotta stop spamming, man. Okay, hey, please check this out, please. Please, just check this out. Hey, man, come on, just check this out, please. Please, just look at it. Stop. What are you doing? I don't care about GitHub Universe or the cost of its ticket, okay? I don't care. I actually don't care. Have you seen www.google.com? No, I haven't. What is it, like some sort of prawn site probably? Hey, by the way, if you guys don't know, did you know that we took World Wide Web, which is 3 syllables, and replaced it with 9 syllables, which is W. I can't believe we don't say World Wide Web ... Instead, we go www. So stupid. Anyways, tracking my work. Wow, 27% of people are upset about tracking their work. Crazy. Patching, updating core components. Number of software tools in use. Yeah, that's fair. Showing my contributions, that kind of falls under tracking, doesn't it? Maintaining security of code. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a frustration, man. I hate having to write secure code. That's also kind of crazy to have security being a frustration. Just use scanf. Just scanf, people. I mean, I can get that complexity of tech stack. I think that this is a real one. For me, this was a most certainly real one right here. I actually don't know what B and D even stand for, but I'm sure they stand for something that makes a lot of sense. But whatever these two stand for, I can actually believe this in the sense that I have worked on so many projects, build and deployment. Yeah, I mean, I've worked on some stuff in which it's just like, man, you're building a JavaScript application at the end of the day, and there's like 5,000 lines of build script, and you just have to sit there and think, what has happened? Man, we are like what is going on here? We somehow are taking JavaScript and making one file out of it. What has happened? How did we get here? And now I'm not saying that it's wrong, but at the same time, how did this happen? How did we get to the point where this is like acceptable? I don't know. The bright side of the challenging work environment. Oh, hold on. I'm going to add in a little today. I forgot to put this one in today. So if anyone wants to check the schedule, because I see a lot of people asking for when are we going to get to the GitHub stuff. GitHub stuff is next. Okay, calm down. The bright side of this challenging work environment developers face is that 68% of professionals report being happy or complacent at work. Ooh, those are two very different words. Imagine that they put these two people in the same group. I'm either happy or complacent. It's just like, damn, those are, man, that's different. Like complacently happy. I love the conflation, dude. Stack Overflow, puts things together in such weird ways. For people managers, it's 74%. Let's go, people managers. That means, so my guess is complacency. Complacency is one step away from apathy. Am I wrong on that? Like, if you feel if you're just if you're neither happy nor sad about stuff, you're just like hanging out. Are you just like one step away from going into burnout? Like, to me, that's a worrying sign. You don't feel like you're growing, but it's not really a bad gig. You're just kind of here to cash a check. Like, I'm not saying that that's wrong. Like, there's seasons. Like, right now, I'm working the least I've ever worked, which is probably like 50 hours a week, just because I want to spend as much time as possible with my kids during the summer, right? And so it's kind of like, I get it. Like, sometimes you got to try to like avoid. You got to try to do things in a different way. I wouldn't call myself complacent though. I would say that I'm as hungry as possible. It's just that I'm choosing to do things. Complacent though. Workaholic, it's not a workaholic, man. It's like welcome to like living a life in which is like moderately, barely what something is. Rookie numbers. This is rookie numbers. Love to see his dad's dadding. Oh yeah. You just gotta maximize the time, right? Yeah, that's me. But the golden handcuffs thing. At least you're paid for it. Am I? I mean, I'm paid for it if you guys watch my YouTube videos. I mean, I hope that you guys do, but. I don't know. To me, this is actually a really scary number. I kind of wish they kind of separated out those two things because for me, it's like very different. All developers find the most satisfaction in improving code and database quality in their roles. Interesting. I typically don't find a lot of satisfaction in improving quality of code. Type 1 in the chat if you find the most satisfaction in improving quality. I'm more of all devs. I'm more of a. I find my most satisfaction. Code is temporary, so yeah, I don't either. Yeah, exactly. I kind of look as code as throwaway. For me, what I find to be really pleasing is creating something new. Right? For me, that's like the thing that I really like is the building. And obviously, the next one is to make something nice, and then the one after that is to write unit tests. I mean, here is the developer hierarchy of what you need. The bottom one, which is the most. Bottom row is to create something new, right? If you can do this is step 1 to becoming a happy developer. Wait a second. I just realized this is completely backwards. I just realized this. Let me say it this way. This is the pyramid of making devs miserable. The top one that's going to make you the least miserable is creating something new. The next one is improving existing code. Then the entire rest of the triangle is unit tests. I don't know what they have done to my soul, but every time I write one, I'm not happy. I know it makes my life better. It's like eating salad. I'm not like loving it, but I have to do it. And it's just like a huge portion of the time just makes me miserable, okay? Tech support, I guess, yeah, you're actually right. There's actually below ground pyramid, which is tech support. Tech support is the actual devil / on-call. I hate this stuff. Oh my gosh. And happy developers find higher levels of satisfaction than most in driving strategy at work. Unit tests, refactoring legacy code. Unit tests take more of my time than writing the logic. Yeah. I mean, often that's just because of like really crappy, setup. There is work to be done, and most developers are making it through the pile of technical debt one workday at a time. Just fine. Yeah. That's how it really works. I mean, I tried to make 2 days at a time, and it just doesn't work. You really can only do things 1 day at a time. You know what I mean? It's just impossible to do it 2 days at a time. What else is there to say that wasn't said better by developers themselves? When asked about AI and how developers that use AI tools at work think it will change from a year from now, last year's responses were similar to how one developer put it. I expect that these tools will mature, and I'll be able to switch from primarily writing code to primarily reviewing generated code. Yet, if we go back to our triangle of happiness, reviewing code is probably down here. And we all know, looks good to me. My gosh. I got to write this down. I'm writing this down. All right. That's crazy. This is crazy. Conjoined triangles of misery? Man. The conjoined triangles of misery are coming out. 1 year later, respondents answered the same question. We saw that the reoccurring topic theme was less time. This developer's response sums it up. Less time spent writing mundane things. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that to be completely fair, there is a lot of mundane code to write if you're just, like, especially in the freelancing world, I would assume that there's a lot of boilerplate. There's a lot of just connecting things that make it that way. But I find that when you're in, like, a big, long-running project, there's not quite as many simple things anymore. It's like a lot of trying to figure out how to integrate with the system, which you're just not really getting AI help with that. Maybe one day AI could really help with that, and that could make working in a big system much nicer. Like, totally. Hey, by the way, Hype Train, thank you very much for that level 2 Hype Train. I know there's some thank yous, but I'll get to it later. So, okay, so let's go up and let's look at the specific details, because up at the top, we can look through some more specifics. This was kind of like the summation of everything. Isn't there's some sort of link around here. Where's the link? Where the hell is the link? Did Dark Readers destroy the link? I feel like I just saw it. All right, everybody close your eyes for a second. Either I'm blind or Dark Readers has destroyed it. There it is. I knew it was right there. See, I told you. Dark Readers. See, it hit it. It was hiding it from me right there. Okay, so this is like the more specific. If you just jump into here and then go to the top, we can actually see some stuff. Let's go to asynchronous tools, and this one actually is a good section to go with technology. All right, so let's look at technology. You guys ready for this one? All right, technology. Each year we explore the tools and technologies developers are currently using and the ones they want to use. This year we include new questions about embedded technologies, tools, and industry-sourced community-vetted technology options. 2.1 most popular technologies. So we have some stuff here. Okay, so let's just start at the top. Programming, scripting, and markup languages. JavaScript has been a mainstay in the developer survey. So I wonder where TypeScript is. I'm actually surprised TypeScript is still this low. Dude, this is one of those moments that I always realize. I say this to myself constantly just to remind myself, but Twitter is not an indication of what people actually do. Like, if you went onto Twitter and you said JavaScript is better than TypeScript, people would call you like an ignorant junior developer. You are stupid. You don't know what you're talking about, right? Like, if you were to just use Twitter as a gauge for what is the most popular thing, it would be TypeScript and Rust. But the reality looks a little different, okay? The reality having C significantly higher than Rust. C++ higher than Rust. C# higher than Rust. Java, look at that. Java is only slightly below TypeScript. Zig way down here, man. Zig only at 1.1%, man. I'm in that tail end right now. I gotta start doing stuff. Like, imagine, oh man, it makes me think. Maybe I should use Stack Overflow for what languages I should pick. I should probably pick not like the best language, the top language, because that'd be too obvious. I should probably pick something in the top 10, right? So I think my next project should probably be with Bash. Is that fair? Like, that would make people happy, right? That's kind of like what Stack Overflow is saying, is that this is what people use a lot, right? So I should do that. Or Java. Or C. See, everybody's like C. Nim mentioned. Did Nim and Crystal mention? And COBOL. I didn't see COBOL winning. Oh my gosh. Anyways, it's kind of cool though. It's kind of cool. Professional developers. All right, let's look at professional developers. Again, look at the difference here. Again, look at this. Look at all of that. And remember, again, Stack Overflow is highly indexed into web devs. So Java and C# being as high as they are is pretty surprising. Squeal also being this high is pretty surprising. Like, for me, this is pretty surprising. Go being this high is pretty wild. PHP. I can't believe C is beating Go. Wow. All right, let's see. Look at AI. Oh, whoopsies. I got to go back to technology. Sorry, I went the wrong way. Professional developers learning to code. Yeah, what is learning to code? Python. They did say that. That's actually pretty surprising that Python's so big. Learning to program. TypeScript way down here. Again, you just wouldn't expect this if you were on Twitter. C being this high. Again, that actually is surprising. This is actually a huge takeaway right here. This is restoring my faith in mankind. Right here. C being this high in learning to code. Meaning that hopefully people are actually learning how a computer works. Like, that's good. I'm not saying you have to know C, but at some point you should take some time just to learn some C, right? They refuse a TS at my school because the teachers refuse to have it. They don't like converting TS to JS or some shit. Yeah, I don't blame them because the conversion of an interpreted language to an interpreted language is kind of mind-boggling that we do that. Like, I understand it from a principled point of view. From a practical point of view, I wouldn't want that, right? And C++ also. Wow. This is cool. I mean, I like to see this. All right, databases. 200 IQ people. All right, Postgres, none of that is surprising. SQLite making the comeback right here is pretty cool, by the way. SQLite coming back is pretty awesome because I think people are sleeping on how good SQLite is. Like, it is really, really good. If you are trying to learn, or if you are using what's it called, a database for local testing, it is incredible what you can do with SQLite. It's like genuinely wild. Professional developers, also SQLite's really doing a good job learning to code. SQLite number 2, let's go. Not surprising about MySQL, because I just assumed that the confusing part, though, is that MySQL's right here. But if we look up here on the learning to code, PHP isn't as high. I always associate MySQL with PHP, okay? Coming from the old LAMP stack myself. If we're building a mobile app or doing any kind of testing in CI and not using SQLite, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, the hard part about using, to be fair, the hard part about using SQLite in mobile is that there's a versioning problem, right? And so you're going to have a mobile app that, depending on the person, is going to exist in many different versions. So you have this like whole problem of your back end versus your front end and how they have to live together and how to actually manage these different versions. If Terso, by the way, I'm sponsored by Terso, so please just take that with a grain of salt. If Terso manages to figure out and come up with like a versioning thing, this would be like, I don't see how SQLite wouldn't be the single most used thing for mobile apps, right? It's just really, really good. All right, so none of this is surprising. Database is kind of boring. All respondents, yeah, AWS, Microsoft, Google. Like, is any of this surprising among all respondents, professional developers learning to code? Well, learning to code have Google up top. That's a little bit surprising. I'm surprised. And Vercel this high. Interesting. What does that say about Vercel? It says one of two things. One, Vercel is going to be on the rise because so many people are learning to code with them and will be taking it into professional environment. Or two, Vercel is heavily burdened by people learning to code but then abandoning it the moment they go into professional development. Right? Like, it has two, it definitely has two different potentials right there. I am curious if, because I understand the principle of why you want to have like a free platform and you really, like, this number is really important, right? I understand the reason, because you want all the new people, when they're asked what should we use, they say Vercel. It means newbies don't learn networking, load balancing, and certificates, etc. Yeah, I mean, those are all things. I mean, you learn those. It's okay to learn those things not first, right? I don't think it's a big deal to have to not have to learn those things. Oh my gosh, so many devs don't know certs. Dude, I haven't set up a cert in 10 years. So yeah, I don't remember how to set up certs. I just know you got to do something, you set it up, and bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a cert. It's just been so long since I've done anything in that category because, you know, again, working at a big company kind of robs you of those things, right? Like, Netflix would never trust me to just go put certs on stuff, right? They'd be like, no, sorry, we have our own whole system, and you can't screw this up. So that's the way it is. Plus, I also worked on television, which means we had our own certification stuff going on. It's called Missile. I'm not saying it's great. Missile, right? There we go. I'm not saying this is actually great. It was for two-way authentication, blah, 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 blah. CSS is easy. Anyways, so it's like we kind of had our own thing that's a little bit different, you know what I mean? Then we also had DNS and CERT problems as well. I don't know. Anyways, all right, web frameworks and technologies. All right, Node.js. This is a strange list. I'm really struggling with this list right here. Look at the top 5. Node.js. Well, it's not really a web framework and technology. It's just a runtime. It's a little confusing by that. React. Confused. Okay, because React says it's not a framework. It's not a framework yet. Here it is. jQuery, Next.js, Express, Angular, ASP.core. Right? Like, what are you trying to say? I think it'd be so much nicer if they got to start separating these things into things that make more sense, because it feels like people who make the results of these surveys don't have a reason why they put stuff together. It would be much more interesting to see like languages and runtimes in which the web is hosted on versus technologies in which web is used with, because it's a bit confusing to see the word node displacing. Oh yeah, music is really high. So this is, it's just a bit confusing seeing these things. Flask, right? Like Flask, Express, Django, then WordPress, right? Like, what is WordPress when it comes to all this? How do you even place WordPress in this list? It's both. It's like everything. It's just hard for me to understand. All right, embedded technology. Everyone loves Raspberry Pi. I don't think this is actually going to be all that interesting, because I think how they've related things just feels confusing. Like ZMK. Isn't like, just to be real, isn't ZMK keyboard? Or is it also something else? That's QMK. Well, QMK, there's also ZMK. QMK and ZMK are two keyboard things, right? Am I just crazy? Or am I crazy? Am I taking crazy pills? Or fuck QMK? Yeah, see, some people hate QMK. Right? Like, this list, I don't even know what to do with that list. What do I even do with it? All right. Other frameworks and libraries. .NET, NumPy. Dude, what am I supposed to do with these? Like, I don't know how to even reason about why they're all in a list together. Right? Like, how do I put .NET and NumPy into the same list? What am I supposed to do with those two pieces of information? Is LeftPad in here? Wait, hold on. Did someone say LeftPad? That'd be so sweet if LeftPad was in here. People should really start trying to troll this and start putting LeftPad in there, okay? This would be so much more funny to see LeftPad up high. You have questions they were asked on the left. Which other framework and libraries have you done extensive development work in over the past year? And which do you want to work in over the next year? If you work in both framework and want to continue, please check both boxes in a row. Okay. But they're not really showing me this is what I use versus this is what I want to do. Okay, at least this somewhat makes more sense, but it still is just like such a hodgepodge that it doesn't make any sense. Like, I get it that's the question, but that just it's kind of hard to understand. All right, other tools. Docker's the most used. Is Docker surprising? Sure, npm and pip. These are the same. These are definitely the same set of tools. Docker, Make, Vite, Kubernetes, Yarn, Webpack. Okay. It is surprising that npm, who had it all, now there's pnpm, there's Yarn. I'm surprised Yarn is still a thing. Wait, did someone say Unity? Unity 3D is in here. Unreal Engine. I don't know, man. Unreal Engine, dog. Integrated development environments. Okay, integrated development environments. Which development environments do you use regularly over the past year, and which do you want to work with over the next year? Is there a way to is there a way to switch it so I can see the love versus not love, like to be able to see the stuff? So let's see, we got Visual Studio Code is mostly people. Visual Studio, which is surprising, is that high. IntelliJ, that's not surprising. IntelliJ is actually a really great integrated environment. Notepad++ has to be a lie. Like, I'm just simply not believing that Notepad++ is beating Vim. Okay? I'm just not believing it. There's no way that that's true. I understand Thor uses Notepad++. I also am quite convinced Thor lives a life just to troll you. I actually think that Notepad++'s rise in popularity, which is not called out, which it should call it out, I think Notepad++ is single-handedly due to Thor. And I think it's because he's trolling everybody. I just don't believe it. I use Notepad++. Why? Notepad++ is actually goated. Give me one reason why it's goated. Like, just tell me one reason why. I use it daily, but not for coding. Just tell me. Can somebody tell me why it's fast? Okay, so is Vim. So is a lot of things, but why? Tell me something. I use Notepad. Let's see. Someone tell me anything. I use Notepad+ to program C during high school. Okay, that's fine. Lightweight, easy to use. What do you mean lightweight and easy to use? I mean, most editors are just simple to use. I understand the lightweight part. You just want to launch it up really quickly. Is what the Goblin Lord uses. Okay, now this makes more sense. Yeah, but what about something like Sublime? That has at least, like Sublime 4 at least has integration with LSPs. I mean, if you're going to use Notepad++, I would just say just use VS Code. At least get some autocomplete in there for you. Like, help yourself a little bit here. But also, you know what? If you're using Notepad++ and you're new, you know what? You're probably learning the language pretty well. Good job. VS Code is slow? Yeah, that's why I don't use VS Code. Okay, I don't use VS Code because it's slow as crap. Okay, trust me. I mean, I'm on your team. Don't use VS Code. I use this because I'm not a dummy. All right? I'm just, dude, this guy tried to give me the old delete the file. Get the hell out of here. VS Code mentioned. What term emulator do you use? I'm using Alacrity. No plaid, minus. Okay, anyways, I'm just surprised that I can't believe this isn't called out because this just genuinely feels like a surprise. It also kind of feels a bit like a cheat that PyCharm, WebStorm, PHP Storm, Rider, Sea Lion, Goland, Fleet. I guess Fleet you could probably say is different. Okay, so you can put Fleet as different, but at least like all of those really should be under the IntelliJ category. They are just IntelliJ, right? Fleet is BS, but the rest are clearly all IntelliJ. And so it's a bit surprising that they didn't do that, that they separated it out. Xcode, this is for people that are sad and lonely. Like every time I think about the fact that Xcode makes it onto a list, all I think about is, man, these people are forced to use an editor that's actual garbage. Like, there is no worse editing experience than I think Xcode. I'd rather use Notepad++. Real talk, I'd rather use Notepad++. If I could, and I had to choose between those two, I would choose Notepad++. Xcode is absolutely the worst. I agree. And tweeted. All right. I wish they showed us like the love versus. I wish they showed us the love because that's what they talked about. Because that's what I wanted to see, which was that love versus or admiration versus not. I don't know why they take that out, but hey, at least we got NeoVim at 12%, Sag, Vim at 21%. Let's go. Asynchronous tools, Jira. I can tell you, there's 51.4% of developers that are sad. Feels bad. Confluence at 31%. There's 31.6% of developers that are contemplating Sudoku. Dang. Oh, I never liked Notion. I've never liked Notion. Synchronous tools. Wait. What the fuck? Isn't Slack asynchronous? Am I wrong here? Dude, what the hell? Why is Microsoft Teams... Oh my gosh. This is actually an amazing indication into who's taking the survey right here. This is an amazing indication right here. Look at this. Microsoft and Zoom. Discord, let's go. WhatsApp, that seems a little strange. Telegram, imagine trying to run your business on Telegram. This is rigged, dude. 56.2% running that. It's actually cheap for enterprise. I'm sure it's cheap for enterprise. Is there Hey? Is Hey on here? Right? Is that what it's called? It's called Hey, right? Or is it called Campfire? No, it's called Campfire, right? Campfire's not even on the list. DHH, shambles. Wait, did Skype? Okay. 2011. Oh, is it called? Did they call it Basecamp? I thought it was called Campfire. I don't see Basecamp either, or I can't. Either I can't read or I don't see Basecamp. I think it's called. I think it's called Campfire. Is their thing? IRC. That's pretty badass. It's pretty badass. All right, operating system. This actually has been reflected in. So whenever I talk, I'm curious now where in the world all the statistics come from, because Windows is highly indexed in certain countries and not others. Like Windows development in America is probably much lower if you take out game programming. If you take out game programming, I bet you Windows usage is extremely low among developers as far as their building platform, right? Or the development platform. Europe, I don't know what Europe is like. I heard India's really heavy into Windows. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know about all of Asia, but I know that India, I hear, is very heavy into that. Windows is definitely heavy in the Google side of things. 17.9% of people or 8.4% of people are developing off their phone with a keyboard. That's wild. Windows Weasel. A lot of people are using Weasel. Okay, a lot of Weasel users. Not take. Weasel is actually good. Is it? Is Weasel good? Weasel is great. Is it? I mean, I'll try. Maybe I should try Weasel, because I have to do some potential Windows programming coming up here, because I'm going to do some Minecraft Java development. I want to build an HTTP server in Redstone, and so I'm going to have to do some. Some Windows programming. So therefore, I should probably do I should probably get NeoVim working with Weasel, right? All right, so operating system, I mean, how Arch, Fedora, Chrome, Cygwin. Is Cygwin considered an operating system? When did Cygwin, when was that? What? I guess Cygwin, if you're considering Weasel an operating system, then I guess Cygwin kind of like falls under the same thing, right? Kind of. Is Cygwin just a build tool? I thought you could also do like Linux-like stuff with Cygwin. So in my head, I haven't used Cygwin in 15 years. I used it once in college, like one time. And I didn't even know what Linux was in college, okay? I was stupid. Was like Linux, like, yeah, it was like a Linux-like wrapper. That's what I thought Cygwin was like a Linux-like wrapper. Solaris mentioned, let's go. Haiku, where's Temple OS? All right, let's look into some AI. AI search and developer tools. ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini. Really, Gemini? I'm surprised by Gemini considering so many people use C++, and Gemini has identified C++ as being not safe for kids. So if you're below 18 and you're using Gemini, like, it's not going to show you C++ code. And that's not, by the way, I'm not being hyperbolic, okay? I'd be glad to help you with C++ code conversion, but I'll need to refrain from providing code examples and solution directly that involve concepts as you are under 18. Concepts are an advanced a feature of C++ that introduces potential risk, and I want to prioritize your safety. Can you believe that? Wait, for those that don't, I can't believe people don't know about this. Gemini is crazy. Gemini is out there making crazy popes, crazy Vikings, and keeps you safe from C++ code, okay? AGI has been achieved. This is peak AI. So yes, to be frank, yes, this might be the best code ever, or this might be it. To be honest, this capture group is plus 18. It's plus 18. It really is. Got some muscle mass, dude. We're trying out here. I have barely heard of any of these. I didn't even know there's Visual Studio IntelliCodes. Isn't Bing AI isn't she trying to steal me from my wife? Codium, I don't even know. I thought, what is Codium? Wolfram Alpha, Perplexity AI, Tab9. I've used Tab9 before. I've Tab9'd. Find, I've never really used Find. Meta AI, don't even know. Amazon Q, huh? U.com sounds like a porn site. Cody, I've heard of Cody. That's Source Graphs. OpenAI Codex, more like Copium. Got him. Ask Cody. Andy. Wait, where's Devin? Oh, wait a second. Devin, where'd you go, Devin? Oh, are you telling me, Devin, you hurt a little bit, Devin? It's because you suck, Devin. You suck. That's why. Fuck Devin. Hey, me and my homies all hate Devin. You want to see something that's awesome? Type 1 in the chat if you hate Devin. Look at that. That's so good. That is so good. Look at that. You're freezing Twitch's API. It like literally chunks because of how many ones are being pressed. How great is that? You're chunking Twitch's API because of how much people hate Devin. Let's go. That's so good. Admired versus and desired. Okay. Let's look at this. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Python is admired and desired. Okay, what is desired and admired again? Let's see, hold on. What makes something, can somebody provide me the definition? Does somebody know the definition of admired versus desired? I can't remember it. Desired means that you want to use it next year. Admired means that you're using it now and you want to use it next year. Am I right on that? Desired means you want to learn it. Desired means you want to put your dick in it. I don't know if that's true. Right? I'm correct, though. Desired is you want to use it. Admired is you use it and you want to keep using it next year. Admired means you think highly of it. Yeah. Admired, Haskell. Desired, Python. Admired is while you use it. Desired is you use it in the future. I thought admired had more than that. Okay, so I think it's different, but let's see. Rust, how's Rust doing? Rust is the most desired, man. Look at that. Rust is like one of the most highest desired things out there. I'm surprised that it is really able to hold up this desire curve. I wonder if next year if Rust will finally fall off its desired curve. Or do you think people will keep on wanting it too? I don't know. Zig. Whoa, Zig. Whoa, look at Zig. That's actually pretty wild. This actually might be the wildest thing. Zig is happening, people. Where do we add Covet? Yeah, Elixir is pretty. I actually want to use Elixir. I think my ideal tech stack might be Elixir for web. Wow, that is so good. I can't believe Elixir, Zig, and Rust are the 3 most desired languages. Wow, that's cool. That's super cool. I think in my head that is a healthy ecosystem. Wanting something more than just simply what has always been, right? I'm glad that JavaScript is not as admired. I'm glad that TypeScript is not that admired. Like, look at this. Look at JavaScript. It ain't looking that good for you, JavaScript. C++. Where's C++? C++ is oddly admired, not really desired. So Zig is not desired much, but it's admired a whole bunch. Oh, this makes sense. Okay, so admired is you're using it now and you want to use it next year. I swear it has to be that, because that makes sense. People that are already using it really want to keep using it. That makes sense. Versus desired is lower, like you're not using it and you want to use it next year. I think that's what that means. I really wish they had a better. I really wish they had like an upfront meaning for these terms, like a terms, because I know they did. Methodology, does methodology have it? Admired. Is this one of those things I have to scroll to reveal it? Cool, if I click this button, it takes me back to this button. When I click this button, it takes me to the button. When I click it, button. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely unstoppable. Developer profile. Let's see, hold on. Is there any definition to what this is? Does anybody know the definition of admired versus desired? Okay, there we go. Thank you. I was looking for this. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is 2023. I remember it was defined in 2023. Okay, let's look at this. Let's see. In addition, let's see, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this year we've added a new section of the survey results for technology trends for those who haven't used, or let's see, for those who have used or want to use programming languages, tools, environments, libraries, etc. Dubbed it admired and desired to better gauge hype versus reality. All right, what is it? All right, here we go. To better gauge hype versus reality, we created the visualization that shows the distance between the proportion of respondents who want to use a technology, desired, and the proportion of users that have used the same technology in the past year and want to continue using it, admired. Okay, so I was right. It is. Admired is you're using it and you want to continue to use it. Okay, that makes sense. People who use Python want to continue to use Python. I think Python is actually... So what this says is that if this number is low versus this number is high, then that's hype, right? That's what they're saying. This is hype versus actual usage. So I think this is why this makes sense. When you look at Zig, Zig is not actually being used a lot, but people really want to use it. So Zig, it's a hype language. That's what that means. Rust, people use it, or people want to use it, and people want to keep on using it. This is better. So I guess the closer they get together, the better, right? No, the opposite. No. Oh, yeah, I have that opposite. Damn it. Okay. So the amount of new people that want to use it versus the people who use it that are excited. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So Python is by far literally the best. It's the most hyped language, and a lot of people admire it. Okay, so this number right here is the hype factor. So Python actually has the highest hype factor? Wow. Okay, let's go. AI mentioned, let's go Python. Shocking, though, is that Java has such a high desired. Okay, a little shocked by that. This is also very interesting right here, which is admired. So I assume this means that people who are using it and want to continue to use it is less than half of the people using it, which means that people really don't want to use Java. People who are using Java don't want to keep on using Java. So that means their intake is going to be lower, and people don't want to keep on using it. So we got a growth problem there. Whereas it looks like Rust, people want to use it, and people who are using it really like it. Man, I guess I must be kind of one of those weird people of Rust. I didn't, after using Rust for a while, I really did like it, and I see a lot of good things about it. I love the type system, but honestly, it just doesn't make me happy coding in. I'd just rather use something else. I'm actually in the Zig camp right now, which Zig, People don't really want to use it, but people who are using it want to keep using it. Okay. Where is Go? Go's up here. A lot of people want to use it, and a lot of people are pretty satisfied with it. Okay, so this is a good one. Zig is pretty healthy, or Go is really healthy. So Go is a healthy language, which means that there's probably going to be, to me, what this is like your future jobs, right? I would consider this your future job indicator if Stack Overflow accurately represents the world, which I don't think they do. I do not think Stack Overflow represents it well. It really represents newish programmers into the web community, if I'm correct on that one. But still, like this one, how do you even admire HTML and CSS? Like, yo, dog, what else are you going to use? Right? Like, oh, I'm just going to quit using HTML. I'm just going to use Canvas. It's just like, yeah, I'm sure you're going to use Canvas, buddy. Okay? I'm sure you're going to use canvases and JPEGs, buddy. Bullshitting me. Like, it's a required language. You don't even have a choice. Yeah, this is more likely newish. Lua is probably due to Roblox and NeoVim. I have never done data science or someone asked if I've ever done data science or this. I've never done it, but at Netflix we'd always get together and discuss like A/B test results, and I realized really quickly how bad people are at interpreting data. People are terrible at interpreting data. They just look at data and they just like, it hits their eyeballs and they go, yeah, it's probably true. And you're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know about that. All right. I don't know about that. I honestly don't really care about this. But, oh, by the way, this is crazy right here. I guess this is the only thing to really look at. Postgre Squeal, crazy. SquealLite, crazy. That's cool. That's great. All right, cloud platform. I don't really care about it. The only thing that I think is surprising is that many people are happy with AWS. Everyone that I meet doesn't like AWS. They just use it because they have to. Like, I want to use AWS, said nobody ever. Like, nobody says that. Shut up. And I wonder if this number is because the Cloudflare sales team has called you and required you to put in this number, or else you have to have a $10,000 a year increase in payments. They want to use it next year because they don't want to migrate to another cloud. Exactly. I'm surprised these numbers aren't all 100%. Right? Like, screw that. I don't want to go somewhere. All right, web framework technology, React, most desired, and it's pretty dang admired. Node.js, very high, surprisingly, and the rest. Ooh, look at that. Next.js is admired. I'm actually pretty surprised about that. Next.js is admired is that's not, to me, the 50s aren't very good. Like, that's not looking good for you when you're in the 50s. ASP.core.net in the 70s. I stand corrected. I'm stupid. I have no idea I don't know what's happening. Next is good React. AVC. What are you even saying? I understand those are all words, and I, in fact, can understand them all together. I love how the response now is just ban, get them out, kill them. Next.js is, in fact, not good React. Next.js is mashing Express.js and some other application logic and then forcing you to use React. Like, it's not, you can't say that it's good React. It doesn't make any sense. It's like it's multiple products in one. Daily nim spam. Let's go. A little Porque Maria. All right, look at this one. Oh yeah. HTMX is looking so good. Look at HTMX go, and look at this. It's even better than Svelte by 0.1%. You know what? Suck it, Rich Harris. Okay? Suck it. This is so good. I bet you Rich Harris has even complained about this. I bet you that if we went on the Twitters, I bet you Rich Harris has specifically called this out. Pre-watched. Clearly, I've pre-watched the future. It's obvious. I've pre-watched the future. I just knew the man. I could feel him deep down what was happening. All right, let's see. Solid.js. I'm surprised Solid.js doesn't have more love for it. Phoenix. People love Phoenix. Wow. Again, this matches up with my whole Elixir vibe. I swear, I think Elixir could be. Elixir has the chance. By the way, this highlighting is crazy. Can we all just take a second and look at this highlighting? I highlighted the first character here, the 3.5% and the 87%, but I can't highlight this region. How do you even program that? Like, I don't actually know how that's possible. But Elixir does have I think Elixir might be the first functional programming language that could break into the mainstream. There is a chance. HTML is hard? What? What the hell are you saying? All right, we got to quit saying stupid things. I think as a team, we need to quit saying stupid things, okay? Kill him. All right. Embedded technologies, this doesn't even make any sense, so I mean, sure. I don't want to use GCC afterwards. Okay, cool. Great story, by the way. What am I even supposed to do with this? All right. Other frameworks, .NET, people love it. NumPy. Like, seriously, what are you going to do other than NumPy and pandas? Who are these people? Who are these people that are using it? They're like, nah, I'm going to use something different next year. It's like, what are you talking about? What is this? It doesn't make any sense to me. Excel, R. Yeah, I'm just going to go to R. I'm going to go use R. Forget this whole, like, Python thing. We're just going to R in Google Sheets. It's just like, what are you talking about? Swift UI, I'm not even sure what the hell we're talking about at this point. All right, what's the one that everybody loves? All right, rough. I've never heard of rough. I heard your mother likes it rough, Trebek. That's the only thing I know about rough. What is rough? Rough. What sound does a dog make? Rough, the way your mother likes it. I forget what it is. It's a Python linter. This is officially the craziest list of technology frameworks and libraries I've ever seen in my lifetime. We have just to get everyone on the same bar as me, we have .NET, we have NumPy, we have RabbitMQ, we have CUDA, we have OpenGL, we have SwiftUI, Electron, and Rough, and Hadoop, and Cordova. People still use Cordova? Ain't nobody desiring Cordova. Okay? Hadoop. I don't, what is Hadoop doing on this list? Other tools? Okay, yeah, I mean, like, sure. What else are you going to use other than Docker, man? I mean, I know Docker's not perfect, and people will be like, oh, Podman. You know, like, I just use it to use it, right? I think the problem with Docker is when you try to use it as a development environment, it just sucks ass. Okay? That's how I feel. Is Docker is great until you try to make it your life. Dude, when Docker becomes your developing identity, it sucks. It is absolutely terrible. All right, the rest I really don't care about, like Ant. Like, really? Like, Ant is Ant really a thing? Unreal Engine? Why? What is this? What am I looking at? Godot? How is this? How am I? What list am I reading? All right, integrated environments. All right, dude, let's go. Let's go. NeoVim again, most loved. Let's go. NeoVim. People love NeoVim. People love NeoVim. I love NeoVim. NeoVim is so good. Where's Emacs? Again, this is a survey. This is a particularly web dev survey. Like, Emacs users are going to really not be up there. No, NeoVim gang shows up. People love NeoVim, okay? 82.7% of people liking the thing they use is a really crazy number. Eclipse made it on the list. Where the hell is Eclipse? Eclipse is on there. People ain't liking Eclipse. There's only a couple other editors that are worse than Eclipse, which is NetBeans. All right, can somebody please tell me who's the 1% of developers that desire to use NetBeans? Wait, hold on. There's multiple me's. What do you mean? What do you mean you actually want to use NetBeans? What do you mean you, like, unironically, they're being held at gunpoint? Yeah, I know. Who is 1% of survey respondents that's like, I could use NetBeans? It's just like, no, you can't. Thank you, Netizen. I appreciate your insightful comment. Joe Biden and Obama. I would just like to interject in the middle of this discussion about editors, my personal thoughts, which is Joe Biden and Obama. Thanks for allowing me my time and platform. Good night. All right, Space Max. Ain't nobody liking it. Ain't nobody want to keep on using it. Code Blocks. I honestly don't even know what Code Blocks is. Code Blocks sounds like a low-code editor. Is Code Blocks a low-code editor? Is that what that is? It's a C++ editor. Oh, I guess that makes sense. That makes perfect sense because C++ editors are largely unhappy with everything. I've never met a group of people who will complain about everything more than anything else than C++ developers, okay? Even about C++, and everything else. It's just like, oh, what is that? I hate that. It could be done so much better. You're like, okay. Asynchronous tools, 52%. Okay, 17.7% of people want to start using Confluence. Do they realize that they might commit Sudoku afterwards? 31.6% of people want to start using Jira next year. They want to opt in to using Jira. This has to be the single-handedly the craziest list of like wants versus current using I've ever seen. Jira being number one at 31% of respondents want to use Jira next year. They want to. They actually want to. What the hell does that mean? Whereas 55% of people actually don't want to keep on doing it. I do love that Markdown file is a technology for asynchronous communication, and people want to use it, and a lot of people are like, yeah, that's good enough. For me, I'm in the Markdown file world. It means they want a job. Okay, that's fair. Fair, Ryan Winchester, Elixir man. By the way, Ryan Winchester, how do you feel about the showing up right now of Elixir? Elixir, I mean, you got Phoenix as most loved. You got Elixir that's just absolutely killing it. Hell yeah. Then Confluence. Now, Confluence is the one that truly confuses me. Why would you ever want to use Confluence? You know, I have not used Confluence in probably 6 years, but I bet I can still guess this exists. Can I please get like a confirmation? Is it still true to this point that in Confluence, if you want to search, you use the autocomplete as a search and not the search page results? Is that still true? So it has changed. I have not used it in literally 6 years, and the same stupid ass thing is still there. You only use the autocomplete. You don't use the search page results. Absolutely awful. Literal garbage. I cannot believe that's real. But hold on, someone's saying Basecamp is on here. Oh, look at this, Basecamp. Ooh, people aren't happy with Basecamp. I wonder why people aren't happy with Basecamp. What is going on, DHH? DHH, I want to hear about this. I wonder if it's because Basecamp only is used at a couple places and people feel stuck in it, or if it's actually bad. I don't know. I've never used Basecamp, but I've also used Confluence and can honestly say it's the devil. So I'm curious. I mean, I can't imagine Basecamp made it worse. Right? I cannot. I can't believe it. Microsoft Lists. I just assume that Microsoft Lists is sticky notes. Is that all it is? DHH has gone full based. Maybe people disillusioned of him. Oh yeah, that could be true. People's dislike of him as a person could like fall into their survey results here. That's true. That could happen. I've seen that happen. Like think about the amount of people that are on Twitter right now that are posting screenshots from their Mastodon posts claiming how bad Twitter is and why they'd never use it. Like these logical disconnects do happen in people's head, where it's just like, I'm never gonna. Twitter's just the worst. So hey, Twitter, here's all my Mastodon posts, and so it's just like, okay, I don't really get it. I don't understand it. Synchronous tools. I really don't understand how Slack is synchronous. I really don't get this one. I hate Water so much. Water's just the worst. I mean, yeah, Google Meet is most certainly more of a synchronous tool. Zoom, WhatsApp, those are one. I guess if you're using Slack, if you're using like the audio / the video side, okay, fair and factual. No Basecamp on this one. AI search, let's see, ChatGPT, people are satisfied. I'm surprised at the satisfied level of these things. Like all of them. Tab 9, that's kind of, I wonder why Tab 9 has such a low like it's the least satisfied result. That and Replit Ghostwriter. How's Teams this high? I just can't believe that Teams is that high, by the way. For those that are wondering, I just can't look at this. How is Teams that high? How do that many people desire, unironically, to use Teams? Like, hey, you know what I could use next year in my life? I want to be able to use Microsoft Teams and Confluence. Like, who says that? Yet this article is claiming people actually want to use this in real life. Teams is greater than Slack. Dang, that's crazy talk. Lot of satisfaction though in these AI tools. This is actually pretty crazy that's how many people in this survey are desiring to use ChatGPT. 63% of people are wanting to use ChatGPT. And 74.4 actually consider ChatGPT good. And that's out of 45,000 responses. Wow. Okay. Huh. Oh, yeah, I can't do these things. I actually don't know how. This chart is too confusing for me to use. I can't use this chart. I'm actually too stupid to use this chart. I literally am. I tried to use it last year, and we just got confused. I think it means, like, this is where people are going from and to. Like, people People, 13,000 people who are worked with JavaScript want to work with Squeal. Like that's a weird. 14,000 want to work with TypeScript. They want to go to Python. Apparently, they want to work with of 17,000 people who worked with JavaScript want to work with JavaScript. They want to go to HTML. 6,900 people who worked with JavaScript want to work with Bash. Nice, first off. But second off, you want to work with Bash? Does anybody actually want to work with Bash? Like, they want to. That's right, bad cop, get banned. Bash is so awful. Dude, I know Bad Cop might be listening, and she's going to be like, oh, why would you do that to me? But, dude, Bad Cop, I'm sorry, but Bash is horrible. I say I don't want to work with Bash, but somehow I end up using it almost daily. Yeah, I mean, you end up doing a little bit of Bash no matter what. There you go. Bad Cop, you get the shout out. But I agree. Yeah, look at this. I'm doing Bash scripts to scrape GitHub GraphQL right now, but I agree. Dang. All right, then there's the databases, all that. Okay, that's about enough. That's all I really wanted from... This is all I actually really wanted to do. Oh, actually, there is one more. I did want to see this integrated environment one. Here, let's go to this. Where's NeoVim? NeoVim, where are you? Where are you, NeoVim? NeoVim. Look at the NeoVim curve. All of NeoVim wants to keep working with NeoVim. That's it. NeoVim is its own closed loop. I worked with NeoVim. I keep working with NeoVim. That's pretty cool. I must say, out of all the other ones, everybody else, like, apparently people who use Nano want to work with I don't know who are these people using Nano, but NeoVim cult personality right here. Cult personality. Let's go. Let's go NeoVim. All right. That's all I really wanted to look at for this stuff. I think it's pretty cool. I always like to look at this stuff because, top paying jobs. Oh my gosh, I didn't even look at this. All right. Erlang and Elixir, literally Ryan Winchester mentioned. Nim. How the hell is Nim on here? Closure? What? Ruby? Perl? Okay, Apex. What? Like Apex Legends? The top 10 most paid technologies are technologies I would literally never tell you to learn to go get a job as soon as possible. Like, I would never tell you to go learn these to get a job. I mean, I know that's the point, but can we be real here? Do you want to be paid? I assume this is median. Please tell me, is this median? Like, what is this? Is this average or median? I don't even know. Do you want to work with Groovy? Is that what you want in your life? Groovy? No. Knows the answer. Yes? Yes? Groovy is awful. It says median. Oh, median. Yes. Okay, median. Go's looking good. Hey, Go's edging out Rust. Zig is edging out all sorts of, TypeScript. Look at TypeScript. Oh, TypeScript, I'm sorry. JavaScript even lower. I'm so sorry, TypeScript and JavaScript. Haskell mentioned. Where's Haskell? Dude, even Haskell's beating out TypeScript and JavaScript. Ada, government jobs, people. The proof that if there's ever been more proof in life than why the government is so screwed up, this is it. And the reason why I say that is because the government can spend the most amount of money to do anything, and they pay the least amount of money for you to do the thing. This right here is the perfect picture of corruption. It's the perfect picture. Lowest paid language, highest cost to get it to go. Absolutely facts and real. I work for the government. I can't contest. Wait, I thought Whoa. I thought PHP was a Lambo language. Hey, I thought PHP was a Lambo language. What's going on here? What's going on? What about PHP, or what about Python? Pi. I assume Pi is Python? Yeah. Python is paid slightly less than Haskell, but more than TypeScript, C# and C and JavaScript and Visual Basic and Java and HTML, CSS. I'm an HTML, CSS engineer. I get paid $61,000 a year. I get paid $61,000 a year to do HTML and CSS. That's all I do. I just go there and I just program. I don't see Ruby on the list. Apparently, Ruby programmers don't get paid. Yep, hate to tell you. Wait, RB? Was there RB? Did I miss the RB? Oh, yeah, RB is up here. I knew that. Ruby, the fifth most paid job. Ruby, fifth most. Let's go, Ruby. Let's go, Ruby. Nim, you get paid more. Erlang, you get paid more. Apex, you get paid more. Elixir, you get paid less. Owned. Over. It's so over. It's so over. Visual Basic, you get paid less. Visual Basic.net, you get paid less. Crystal, you get paid a lot less. Perl, you get paid a lot less. Julia, you get paid less. Delphi less. Fortran less. Cobol less. Solidity less. Not shocking on that one. Groovy, much less. Wow. Ouch. Ouch, Groovy. Scala, getting wrecked. MATLAB, destroyed. Lua, wrecked. Ruby, 10% down. It's so over. Not stonks. HTML, 15% down. Definitely not stonks. Squeal. Wow, they're all down. Every language is down. Every last language is down except for Nim and Erlang and Apex. Inflation going higher, pay's going down. Make it make sense. Come on, go ahead. Make it make sense. I dare you. I dare you, economist. Economist, if our money's worth less and you have to pay more, then why am I not getting paid more? Connecting salaries to a language makes little sense. Well, the problem is that I don't see COBOL on here. And like the average COBOL salary is just insane. And the median salary of COBOL is insane. Holy cow. Oh, bad year to be an Ada user or a Zig user. Ooh, the Zig users are getting wrecked. Oh, Zig. What about Rust? Is Rust in here? Yeah, Rust got dominated too. Wow, Rust got really dominated. Rust, you're sitting at that damn near 15% there. COBOL was in there. It's pretty low. Oh, yeah, COBOL's right here. I don't know if I believe this. My guess is that the people reporting that they work in COBOL aren't on this website very much. I think the biggest takeaway right now that I'm seeing is that salaries are just dominated. It's shocking how much salaries are down universally. Pretty much nothing you worked in do you make more money. And the big sadness is that Prolog got wrecked, and so did Ada. And Zig. Man, Zig, my baby Zig. I think that's because there's the third project now that just became of Zig, right? You have Ghosty, Bun, and Tiger Beetle. So those are three pretty big projects in Zig. So my guess is that's what's happening is more people are working. Therefore, the salary should probably go down, generally speaking. Brian, I'm going to react to the latest Dave's Garage video. No, I don't need to see more on CloudStrike. All right, AI stealing salaries. You think that's what it is? Like, where would you even see this? The whole idea of comparing medians is nonsense when actual volumes of dev in these different languages is so different. Median 100 devs versus median 10,000 devs aren't comparable. Yes, they call this the law of rare events, right? The problem with Zig, that's why Zig took such a big hit, because it went from 10 people working in Zig to like maybe 200 people working in Zig. And so it's like, of course, this now gets dominated, right? It could go down as language gets more popular used. Yes, I completely agree with this, because then you start getting junior hires, right? Honestly, if anything, maybe salaries going down is healthy for a smaller language like Zig, because that means there's more positions for people that aren't the world's expert in Zig. Is Zig even 1.0 yet? No, it's not. And there's 3 Copium. Okay, it's not. No, stop it. Hey, Los, that's it. You're getting it, Los. Los, I want you to look at your messages, okay? That face, 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 okay? Don't worry, I've been watching your chats. You don't think I pay attention to you guys, but I do. I look at it. I look at you guys, okay? It's crazy. Elixir and Erlang is a niche and only experienced devs gets hired for it. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. That face, that face, that face. I hate you. The name. By the way, that was honestly... See, this is why Twitch chat is so good. I make fun of Los Farmos, and instead of being like, oh, you are a dick sucker, sir, instead hits me with that face and makes it big. Pays 50 cents just to trolls me even further. Now that, my friends, that is why we Twitch, okay? The name is this... I'm about to stack Overflow, baby girl. Jen, I can't believe I just said that. My wife's not going to like that ending. She's going to be disappointed in that one. Jen.